The trailer for the last season of Umbrella Academy has arrived and left us with many interesting clues. Who will be the villain of the season? And have the boys' powers changed? Why are they different? We'll find out all that here. Today on Charlietales, we'll review curiosities and secrets from the trailer. Ready? Let's go! The trailer begins with scenes of our heroes living normal lives. For example, Victor works in a bar, Ben gets out of prison, and Diego is at a birthday party with who appears to be his daughter. We must remember that the previous season ended with a universe reset. Reginald tricked the kids into resetting everything to be with his deceased wife again. The kids returned to this world without their powers and decided to lead normal lives. That's why we see them like this in these scenes. Focusing on Diego, we notice he's playing with who seems to be his daughter. Let's remember that in Season 3, Lila was pregnant. It seems they respected that idea in this new universe. In these years of normality, we'll see Diego trying to be a good father and prove that he can be better than his father, Reginald. Parenthood was something that haunted Diego in Season 3. From the girl's age, we can understand that several years have passed since the end of the previous season. This will also serve to explain the tremendous change in number 5, who has grown considerably. We have Luther putting on a helmet and wearing some kind of astronaut suit. This reminds us of Season 1, when he had missions on the moon. However, I believe that in this case, he won't be an astronaut, but maybe some kind of entertainer at children's parties. It's noticeable that this helmet is like a toy. Additionally, in another scene, we see him playing in a ball pit. Now we see the kids gathered in a group photo, taken by Luther. Diego says they're finally back, and ready for a mission. They all get into an old car, even number 5, who could normally teleport wherever he wants. This makes it clear that in this scene, they haven't regained their powers yet. Allison says this is a rescue mission. They don't tell us who they're going to rescue, but I suspect it could be one of two people. It could be Sloane, Luther's wife, who disappeared in the Season 3 finale, or it could be Allison's daughter. We hear Reginald's voice saying that the kids always fight, and we see scenes that match this idea from all seasons. Here's Victor hitting Ben, and then we see Luther fighting with number 5. These fights always repeat in each season, and this won't be an exception. We have Reginald talking to Victor about how important his siblings are. The interesting thing is that in the trailer, we never see our heroes confronting their father for what he did to them at the end of the last season. Many of us thought Reginald would be the enemy of the new season, but apparently that won't be the case, and it makes sense. Let's remember that the Reginald who betrayed the kids died at the end of the season. This new Reginald is one reset with the universe, so he has no idea what happened in the previous universe. We have this scene with Reginald, with a gun in what seems to be his house. I think this is when the kids visit him, and he has no idea who they are. But if Reginald isn't the villain of the season, then who will be? In several scenes, they show us strange individuals who seem to be the new villains. For example, here we see an armed Santa Claus attacking in the middle of the city, and in this other image, we see restaurant employees pulling out weapons for someone, maybe for Santa Claus. With this context, it's clear that new villains we don't know will emerge in the season. I believe the season will show the kids living their normal lives, but they'll have to come together when villains like this appear, and the world needs them. Now Reginald is with the kids in a strange machine. Most likely this device will serve to restore their powers, so they can face a greater foe. We still don't know who the villain of the season will be, but it will have to be someone huge, since the kids will do whatever it takes to regain their powers. The scene makes it clear that Reginald will be an ally this time. Here we have scenes with the kids, who have already regained their powers. But some things have changed. For example, number 5 now releases some kind of purple energy, although his powers are still teleportation. Ben also regained his abilities to summon tentacles, but here he's summoning them from his back, when normally he summons them from his chest. Victor also regains his powers, but these have also changed. Now he shoots red energy from his arms. Let's remember that Victor had the power to manipulate sound and turn it into energy to launch attacks. With these scenes, they're telling us that Hargreaves' machine will indeed restore their powers, but with several alterations. This scene caught my attention a lot. Here we see someone shirtless, throwing a woman out of a window. If we look closely, we'll realize that this is Diego. His outfit matches this other scene, and over here to the left is Luther dancing. I think this scene will be one of the classic musical montages of the series. Let's remember that in each season, we have musical sequences with our heroes dancing. I believe we'll have one of those here. There will be dancing and fighting against some unknown villain. We have Lila and number 5 in a completely destroyed place. Apparently this is the future, since up here, we can see quite strange symbols. This idea of the destroyed future has already been used many times in past seasons, and apparently, it will be repeated here. Someone or something is going to destroy the world, and the boys will have to come together to protect it. Moving on to another scene, we see number 5 hugging Lila. She's crying about something that happened. There's no more context, but the image could indicate that something happened to Diego, or maybe something happened to the daughter they both have. In the scene of Reginald restoring their powers to the boys, we can see a blonde woman on the left. This could be Grace, the boys' robot mother, whom we met since season 1. She was very dear to the boys, but she changed a lot due to so many time travels. Now she's back, and surely will only be an assistant to Hargreaves. Let's go back to the scene of Ben and his tentacles. If we look closely, he has eliminated some soldiers. In fact, here's the head of one. This scene seems to connect with this other, where we see soldiers on the ground and a big explosion. Apparently, Ben will have to face a small army for some reason. It's possible that he also arrived in the destroyed future, along with number 5 and Lila. Now we can see some kind of super technological plane coming out of some buildings. The boys boarded on their way to some kind of gigantic factory. Here they make several things clear. Hargreaves will definitely collaborate with the boys to face a greater evil. Only he could give them technology like this. And they also clarify that the final mission of the season will be hidden in this factory ablaze. Of course, there's no trace of who the main villain will be. Finally, we have this scene where 2 hands are touching surrounded by fire. The first arm seems to be Victor's, who we already saw mastering fire powers in the trailer. The other arm, we don't know whose it is, but I think it's Luther's, since we see him in several scenes wearing gloves like this. Furthermore, Luther is the only one of the boys with physical strength powers. Only he could withstand Victor's flames. But well, that's all I can say about the trailer for Umbrella Academy Season 3. If you liked the video, you'd help me a lot by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also, remember to subscribe, because I'll upload more videos of the series. Thank you for listening to me. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.